Would everybody please rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Did everybody get a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Any additions, subtractions?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sorry, nose, get that down there. Okay, we want to call the first case, please?
Thank you, Mr. Name. Name is Craig Cloudy. I'm the Director of Planning and Zoning. My nameplate has yet to come in. The first case we have before us tonight is a variance request, BZA case number 3-26-A. It is located at 1175 Benning Road. The applicant is Jeff Rosselot with Boss Renovations LLC. The action requested tonight is that the Union Township Board of Zoning Appeals grant variance relief from provisions of Section 602 of the Township Zoning Resolution to allow for approximately 30 by 12, a 360 square foot addition to encroach approximately 9.7 feet and 10.9 feet within the required side yard setback of 20 feet, resulting in 2 reduced side yard setbacks within the ER district per Article 6, Section 602.1. The subject property is zoned ER residential and it sits on 0.2420 acres. Some background information: the applicant, in process of renovating the structure, desires to construct the 12 by 30 foot addition to the rear of the existing structure. The proposed addition is to a legal non-conforming property requiring a 50-foot setback reduction, which aligns with the existing building footprint. The home is surrounded by vegetation to the south with nearby residential uses configured in a similar manner to the east and west. According to the applicant's statements, the proposed addition location is the only viable location for the addition in close proximity to the main structure. Some staff commentary: after reviewing the application, the granting of this variance would not result in the establishment of a use that's not otherwise permitted within the ER district. The proposed structure is oriented as such that it allows for the best location or reasonable placement on and use of the property when considering the limit of location caused by slope, terrain, stream setback, and opportunities for connection to the existing home. Minimum side yard setback standards within the ER district when applied to this property result in a 10-foot wide addition, arguably depriving the applicant of reasonable use of the property. Minimum lot width standards within the ER district are at 175 feet. The existing lot measures at 50 feet. This hardship was not self-created by the applicant. The proposed structure does not impede and expand the building footprint closer to the property, therefore not impeding light or air to the adjoining residential properties, nor will the structure adversely impact the adjoining properties. It does not appear that this variance will result in an undue privilege being bestowed upon the applicant, since the applicant is requesting the variance to accommodate a structure that would otherwise be permitted but for the purpose of placement. The action required tonight, in accordance with Section 430 through 433 of the zoning resolution, the Board of Zoning Appeals is to enter into a motion to approve with modifications, or deny the applicant's request for the variance to Section 602 of the zoning resolution as to allow for the construction of a 12-foot by 30-foot addition to the rear of the existing structure in the designated side yards based on the evidence, testimonies, and findings of fact. And that concludes the report.
Huh?
That concludes the report.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody to speak in favor of this proposal? Step up here. State your name, spell your last name.
I'm Jeff Roslow. Last name is Rosselot.
And your address.
is P.O. Box 398, Owensville, Ohio, 45160,
And your phone number.
513-383-2940.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the board for allowing me to come in front of you with this application. Everything that is going on down there, just like was stated and has been stated in the application itself, falls within the boundaries of the existing building. So we are not encroaching any additional room on any side boundaries. Once again, the lot is a challenge, being a 50-foot lot. And the only place to be able to do anything is to come off the back of that house where the setback is great, and we've got plenty of room there. You know, the area down there is beautiful, although we've got some houses there that are less than that. And our focus is to come in there and to change that and to make those houses down in that area nice, and of course to raise property values and just increase the neighborhood down there. So with all that said, the fact that the building that we have there is what we're stuck with. We understand that the ER district is different than that now with new building codes, but what got there is what we had. So we're not encroaching any closer than our existing building is. That's what we got. It's the only thing we have to work with. So that's my comments.
Any questions?
I had one question, actually maybe two.
Sure.
But, so do you own two parcels down there?
I do,
The one right next door?
correct.
Okay. So I guess my question is, I take it you're not gonna live in this place, correct?
Correct.
You're gonna sell it. So did you think about taking two parcels and combine them to make one parcel then?
No, I didn't really think about that. I mean, I bought both parcels existing the way they were from the previous owner. And that previous owner owned both of them as well. So I just purchased both properties from them the way they were.
Okay. So the one next door, this is my last question.
Sure.
The one next door, would you consider upgrading that or build something new there also? Or?
Well, our plan is to upgrade that existing house as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so we would go in, once we finish this one, we'd go in and do the same thing on that one. That one will not require a room addition.
Okay.
It's big enough to be able to rehab it as it is, so we wouldn't have to do anything on that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions?
Who started the room addition already?
Well, part of it was started, and then we came in when we bought it, and then
Please?
part of it was started when we bought it.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, and then we went ahead and came in and started working on it as well. So the house had started to be rehabbed when we bought it. And so much of that, though, we had to take most of that out. It was bad.
Okay. Any questions?
No?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else to speak in favor of this proposal? Hearing none, hold on. Is there anybody to speak against this proposal? You speak against the proposal or for it?
I'm against.
Okay, then, step up here.
If I may, I would like to present these to you.
Okay, let's get you swore in first.
I've always heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And this is what it's gonna do to me.
Okay,
That's my view. And this is my view.
okay,
This is another view.
okay.
It will take that view I have looked at.
Step back here and let me sit back so I can swear you in.
Oh, okay.
State your name and spell your last name.
My name is Kenneth Thomas, Thomas.
And your address?
1173 Benning Road, Milford, Ohio, 45150.
And your phone number.
513-628-9759.
Okay, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, the main thing is my view, but I believe that they are already in violation of about 6 points of the established district proposed in 1959. And it's under 601 compliance and regulations. I believe they are in violation of number 1 right off. Where it says, no building, structure, or land shall be used or acquired, and no building or structure, part thereof shall be erected, constructed, or reconstructed. That's the point he's doing. There are no existing floors or walls in that place. He tore the whole place down sneaky-like. He did the floors first, then they went in, put in the walls, and then they tore down the outside, burned it in the backyard, slapped up the walls and put the siding up really quick. That's one. And then number 2, it'd be a violation of A, to provide for greater height or bulk. Well, that's what it's going to do. It's going to put a bulk there. And then on C, to occupy a greater percentage of the lot area. Once he does that, there's no room in that backyard for a swing set, sandbox, or kids. Everybody forgets about kids. Kids got to have a place to play. They won't have one. And D, to have narrow or smaller rear yards, front yards, side yards, or other open spaces than hereon required or any other manner to be contrary to the provisions of this resolution. Well, he's going to definitely reduce the backyard and the side yards. He is going to be within 10 foot of me, and that isn't right. And that's what it says here. Number 3, no yard or existing lot at the time of passage of this resolution shall be reduced in dimension or area below the minimum requirements set forth therein. Yards or lots created after the effective date of this shall meet the least minimum requirement. And that's what he's doing. He's reducing it. And let's see, the last one, number 4, no building, structure, or land shall be used or occupied, and no building or structure or part thereof shall be erected, constructed, reconstructed, moved, or structurally altered except in conformity with the regulation in this resolution. And this was, as you gentlemen probably know, was 1959. So I would say the township trustees at that time could foresee a problem like this. And that's what these are here. And that, to me, that addition is going to violate every one of these things I just read.
Okay. Anything else?
Please?
Anything else?
No, not at this time.
Okay, anybody
I
have?
may want to come up and say something later.
Okay, well, hold on. Any member of the board have any questions? No. Okay, you can have a seat. Is there anyone else to speak against? State your name, spell your last name,
William Herring, Herring,
and your address,
1155 Benning Road,
and your phone number.
513-324-3400.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I would like to submit just one picture. This is a picture taken probably 25 years ago, and it shows my house, but it's taken from Mr. Thomas's house, and it shows his house completely surrounded by water. We live in a flood zone. So I just want you to understand where he wants to put this addition is in the floodplain and will be affected by water, you know, from time to time. So my biggest concern is the sewer. And if he makes this house bigger, that means the sewer's gonna probably take on more, it'll actually be affected because it'll be in, if the house is bigger, you're gonna have more people living there, and I think it'll affect the sewer. And that concerns me greatly. The people who lived there before had never updated their sewer. My house was updated in the 70s. It's a nice feature. I'm just concerned that I'm gonna sit outside, I'm gonna smell things that I don't wanna smell, and I'm afraid that this addition will affect my house and my family. And I'm concerned for Mr. Thomas as well. He won't be able to sit in his backyard. He'll have a huge addition looking over him in his backyard. And I don't think that's right. And just for the, just to state a point, the foundation that was poured there was not there before the last owner sold it. This gentleman has put that in there after he bought it and has done a lot of things very quickly to, avoid permits, in my opinion. So I don't think he's done it the right way. I don't think it's fair to Mr. Thomas. Our bedroom, if you look at that picture, our bedroom window looks straight out at his house, and I'll be affected by my view. Instead of looking down through the valley, because my house sits behind Mr. Thomas's house and this house, I can look right down through the valley when I'm in my bedroom, and now I'll look at this addition. So I would appreciate it if you guys think hard on it and take into consideration, we were there before him. He bought this property knowing that it was what it was, and he chose to do it, and then he's chosen to break the rules. I don't think it's right.
Are you saying that
He did the foundation.
that Mr. Rosslet
Yes,
poured
sir.
the foundation?
Yes, sir.
How long ago did he do that?
Maybe 2 months ago.
Okay. Any other questions?
One other question. What type of sewer system do you have?
Do I have?
Or septic?
Yeah, your
I have an
septic-
updated septic system, which a leach line and a leach bed. And my house and my septic system actually are above the floodplain. His house and his septic are in the floodplain. Okay?
Okay.
Which my understanding was you weren't allowed to put an addition on being in the floodplain, first of all. And then the fact that it might affect the septic, a bigger house, more people, and it's an old, outdated septic system. And I don't think you can update it because of the fact that it's in the floodplain. It's a very kind of touchy area, so. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.
Anybody else to speak against it? We'll give you, we might have to keep your picture.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else to speak against it? Hearing none, we'll close the testimony on this and go to the board. Any discussion of the board?
Yeah, I'm just curious. I was gonna ask the gentleman rehab again. Did he get permit? I mean, does he have a comment back to, did we get building permits for that foundation? You just can't willy-nilly.
Come on up.
Yeah, can you address the comments that the gentleman there said? The building, you just can't put a foundation in.
No, and it was put in the middle of winter because of weather, knowing that we were pulling permits. So that's what this process has been. Obviously, I can't pull permits until I get a zoning permit. So, but the foundation in the middle of winter, and we've done that before and taken pictures and given them to the county because we were trying to beat weather because weather was so bad.
So,
So it is poured. I mean, there is a footer there and there's a wall, but
But there's no permit.
but there's no
prior
permit.
to
You
that.
took the cart before the horse or whatever, right?
it was in that case,
Oh.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, but like I said, we've worked with the county before on other projects, and we do that with pictures, and so when weather's bad like that, they've allowed us to do that. So-
How about the floodplain in the, when you get your
Floodplain-
permit, typically they look at all that stuff too.
Right, but we've talked to them about that, and the subfloor level is not in the floodplain. Also, the floodplain does not have anything to do with the new septic system that'll be going in there. the septic system will be upgradient of that floodplain. So it's got, the floodplain does not reach subfloor level on where that room addition is.
All right, so when you, say if you do get a variance and you do submit drawings to the township county for a building permit,
Correct.
they might have, what happens if they have concerns with all this stuff?
Well,
I mean, just other than what they just told you, 6 months ago or so. I mean, you could be in a world of hurt.
Well, I've had discussions with them over there about it.
Understand.
And we've been over it. I don't think there's gonna be any issues. They indicate that there aren't any because of all the information that I've given them.
But you have drawings that you gave them.
Yes,
Have you gotten an approved set of plans for a new septic system yet?
not yet.
Is
Yeah,
the
we're
addition
working-
is the proposed addition gonna increase the bedrooms? Is that to increase bedrooms?
It has a bedroom. It's considered a two-bedroom now. It would be a three-bedroom home.
Another bathroom put in?
That
Correct.
doesn't matter.
Another bathroom.
The septic's
Yeah,
based off.
but the
of
septic is all
bedrooms.
based on
Yeah.
bathrooms, or I mean bedrooms, I'm sorry.
Mr. Wright, you have anything?
I think, candidly, I think you just have to balance, the opportunity to rehab these structures. I really don't think there's a market for a two-bedroom, one-bathroom home. I would be hard pressed. I'm sure there's somebody that would buy it, but at the end of the day, I mean, if these two lots were vacant, platted, with no houses on them, they could come in and get building permits under the existing code. There's some relief provisions in the zoning code that basically modify all the setbacks to percentages. And I don't know exactly what that section is off the top of my head, but I know we've had to do that from time to time where there are these smaller non-conforming lots. In this case, these lots obviously predate zoning. I think they're 3/10 of an acre or something like that. Narrow lots, obviously platted in an area that was developing differently than what the zoning code when it was adopted. And I don't believe anything's ever changed down here, at least in my time. And I would be hard pressed if it's changed 40 years prior to that. But so, I mean, I think there's a balancing test, if they can get the permits, for the septic system. I mean, there's a lot of what ifs here. You have the county public health district that is going to weigh in on, it has to be built properly for the septic system. They have to prove to the county building department that the footer and foundation passes inspection, which that will be a challenge. And then they still have to come in and get a zoning permit if the board were to approve this. I mean,
Is all of that held up, though, until we make a decision?
correct, yes.
So we can't know what that answer will be?
No, so he's sort of proceeding at his own risk here with some of this, pending the outcome of this hearing. And, if he's denied, then he's back to square zero. If he gets an approval with conditions, he can at least go, and he'll have to spend more money to go get permits on septic system drawings and all that. And then just to address something else, and again, I'm not the floodplain administrator for the county. The county actually administers the flood regulations in townships. If you're a city, you get to manage your flood regulations. You can build in the floodplain. You can't build in the floodway. There's a big difference. And you have to take special precautions on that. You have to have, the structure has to have ventilation and things. It's not ventilation, but it's the way water can get in, water can get out. There's a whole bunch of complicated regulations. The county has a floodplain manager that actually looks at those things. I don't doubt that water's gotten up at least as high as Benning Road. I think we may have seen it a time or two down there, but it's sort of life on the river, right? So then, with that, the county is going to look at the placement of the septic system. They're going to look at if the septic system, the existing one's deficient. He just said he's adding an extra bedroom, so that changes the game. And so, in that, he's going to have to get approvals on all those things.
So basically, if it's conditional upon, say, if granted of the variance,
Yeah, go get
it'd
all
be
your,
conditional, is to go get all this other stuff, and then
then all the safeguards and the county has to do their job and
And they
enforce the
could-
flood
right.
regs and the public health regulations and the building code.
Yeah, and they could answer our concerns that we have.
Correct.
Okay.
And we've been in contact with the health department. They've been out there and surveyed the situation, so we're in discussions with them now on developing a septic system for that property.
Okay. Bob, I have no more questions. I just,
Okay,
I-
I don't think anybody else has any more questions, do you? What do you think, Mr. Walker?
That's kind of a pickle there.
I'll tell you what, my opinion is, if you approve it, and then that gives him the opportunity to go get all these permits and address all the neighbors' concerns too. You know, with the height and with the sewer system and, you know, the floodplain and all that, that would address that. And it might be to the point where they have to come back, you know, and I agree with Corey saying about the foundation and stuff. They're gonna have to go out, you know, Windsor test or whatever, all that stuff, and hopefully they can get that. But what I'm getting at is, that's the only way he can move forward, or he's never gonna be able to move forward. No one is down there, for that matter. I mean, because of the way that someone wants to use it, unless they bought the place outright. That's what I think.
I don't want to disregard the concerns of the neighbors.
Right.
Okay.
I think if we approve it, it has to be with conditions.
Which I think is what
Well, that's
Mr.
what
Wright was
Conditions
alluding
are gonna
to.
fall on the building department, Clermont County, and the health department.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. I mean,
And there's a good chance that you don't know what's gonna happen with that.
okay.
That's a unique situation to get a septic system for.
Mhm.
Anybody else? have
But if
any?
if he did clear
It
all
doesn't
this,
show well with putting a foundation in without a permit to come ask for our variance.
Do what?
Say again,
I said
Randy?
it doesn't show well here in
Right.
front of us having the foundation in with no permit.
Yeah, that's ask for forgiveness kind of thing.
If I might add, I mean, we have the ability, if the board were to find, I mean, that there's been an encroachment, we have the ability to enforce that at the permitting level with that if it's found in violation as an encroachment, we can, prior to an action, we can take action at the staff level and deal with that.
Well, I mean, since the neighbors brought this stuff up to our attention in the meeting, I think it's only, you know,
Yeah, I mean-
it has to be addressed.
Yeah, we would, and if it's approved, we would address it at the permit level. If
Correct.
it's denied, we'll address it from the enforcement level.
Correct. Okay.
Excuse me, I didn't fill out a paper, but would it be possible if I
You can
could-
fill one out if you want to speak. We'll open it back up.
Just very quick.
I don't know if some of the concerns, though, are relative to what we're making the decision upon, though.
Right.
no.
Well,
No, but I'd like to see them addressed.
right, but I mean,
Well, you can't address them unless he gets,
well, I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with what he's doing, other than the fact that he did it the cart before the horse. And the fact is that the only way he can get all this other stuff done is it has to either be approved or disapproved, or, you know. But no,
But it has to be approved.
I agree with you. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, but as they pointed out, in front of us, we have to address, in my opinion, we have to address what they have. But if you just read through this, you either approve this or you don't. But then he can't get, I mean, common sense, he ain't gonna get anything done.
Okay, go to the podium.
you gotta open it back up, though.
I'm now open it back up for discussion of the public. State your name,
Bridget Herring,
spell your last name,
Herring,
And your address
1155 Benning Road, Milford, Ohio, 45150.
and your phone number.
513-739-4123.
Okay, well, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go ahead. What do you want to say?
So I just wanted to make a couple points. I'm all for cleaning up Benning Road. I've been here before with my concerns over some of the things going on our road. So I would have tried to support Mr. Rossalot if I didn't feel like he tried to do it behind everybody's back. Multiple people have brought that property over the years since the Bilbys owned it when we first when we first bought on Benning. But when he bought it, the only thing that people did before him was put a roof on it. They did not any construction inside. Over the winter, when he says he was trying to do it before the weather hit for that is completely false. They did it when it was freezing cold. And then when we noticed once it got warmer, he was like there was no more work. So it was like he was trying to get it done before people came to the opinion of, wow, this isn't done. But I think, and I'm not overly educated in this, but when you see septic systems built all throughout Clermont County, they're usually in a mound system or something like that. There is no way to do that on that piece of property. So my only, one of my concerns is, he does have 2 lots, but I think he's kind of being greedy. He wants to get the most bang for his buck. He's not trying to clean up Benning Road and make a nice little house. That's what other people have done. The other house on the other side of the white one, he fixed up a little house and it's a little house, So I think people could fix up little houses on Benning Road without trying to come in, make it so much bigger. He's trying to make both of them and make a big profit. He doesn't plan on living there. So, the rest of us all do like living on Benning Road and having what we have there. So it's just kind of like, I feel like he's been dishonest in how he kind of did the cart before the horse. And, I would have supported him if he was trying to make it just clean up a property that's been a little bit of a blight, but he's just taken it a little too far. That's all I have.
Any questions from the board?
I think so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Seems how I opened it back up. What do you have to say? And you're still under oath.
Okay? I would just like to add that I have lived next door to that property for 43 years. And I know the history next door pretty well. There are no sufficient water there. There is a well that goes dry. You can't, both houses, as a matter of fact, run into off of that well. You can't flush the toilet and take a shower at the same time. It goes dry. The septic system, both houses ran into the same septic system. And there has been times that it has overflowed. And George, which was my neighbor at the time, when it come time for the inspections, he wouldn't let anybody use any water so it didn't run over. So that's 2 things there. And at the same time, I've been looking out my kitchen windows for 43 years. I am fortunate enough to live by the Cincinnati Nature Center. So I get to see all kinds of wildlife out those windows. If that addition goes up, that's gone. And I think there is such a thing called a view easement. If I'm not mistaken, I've read that someplace. So can he come in after 43 years and take my view I've been looking at? He's not going to live there. He doesn't care about the view. He's seeing things through dollar signs. I'm seeing it through looking at my neighborhood. It's pretty down there. It's green. It's right on the East Fork. I can sit on my front porch, could almost fish in the river. You know what I'm trying to say? It's great down there. So why should I have to give it up after 43 years so he can make a couple of bucks? That's just not fair. And isn't there such a thing as a view easement? I think I've heard that someplace. You can't just destroy somebody's view that you've had all those years. And I believe if you look it up in easements, I believe there is such a thing. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, one more.
Do we know if he got caught and that's why the construction stopped?
And you're still under oath.
Yes, sir. So my question to all of you is, why don't you pause this and wait for him to address the other issues, the septic system and all the other things, the water, the septic, before you grant him this? Let him get his ducks in a row, get everything straightened out before you give him permission. Don't award him for his bad behavior. Make him do his due diligence. That's,
Okay, thank
that's my
you.
question to you.
All right.
Did you get caught by the building department? Is that why the construction stopped?
No, the construction stopped because I had contacted the building department to come down because there, from talking to Mr. Thomas, we found out that there's a water issue. So I applied at that time. I had the health department come down. We needed to vacate the existing well that was there, and I applied for a permit for a new well. At that time, I'm sorry, but I forget his name, his first name's Paul Sanders. He came down and we went over the whole process, and then he had a medical issue and had to leave for approximately a month. So I had to stop progress completely because I was waiting for a permit. I have to get a permit from him for a new well before I can move forward. So that's what stopped everything down there. We know about the well. We know about the water issue. We're putting in a new well. We're putting in a new septic system. We're spending money to do all this stuff to bring this thing up to what's going to be a beautiful home down there in a very degraded area right now. So we're going through all the right stages. Did we put the foundation in ahead? Absolutely. Do I do it all the time? Yes. Will I have to probably get an engineer to sign off on it? That's what we normally do. If the foundation goes in ahead of a building permit, then I have to get an engineer to come in, and he will look at it and measure it and test it, and he will sign off on it, and it goes through the Clermont County. We do it all the time. So
what you're saying is, if you didn't need this variance, if there wasn't a need for that, you would be proceeding along as you have in the past on other properties in this same manner. Did I hear you say that right?
If you didn't need the water permit, which kind of, it seems like that started everything.
Well, when I contacted them, yeah, I mean, when I contacted the county about that, and of course, when I did, when the health department came down, that's when we talked about, we're gonna get a building permit, and that's when, at that time, when he came down, the foundation was already in. He goes, you gotta get a building permit. I said, absolutely. Let's get started on the water permit. That's gonna be the slowest one. And I gotta get a well drilling company. I can't get a well drilling company until the water permit. They won't drill a well until they have permit in hand. So once he was off for a month, and it takes another month to get a permit, I can't even get a driller in there yet. So we just did get that permit last week. So we do have a well permit now, which will be passed on to the well drilling company. But all that is I'm gonna hold up on all that now until we get the zoning approved so that we can go to Clermont County, who will approve the rest of the project, or not. Once again, they may not, they're gonna have questions, they're gonna have, that they run into on every issue. So I'm gonna have to jump through those hoops, but we've already had that discussion. So I know there's gonna be some stuff that we're gonna have to work with, and there's gonna be some engineers involved. But, we're willing to spend that money and to do what we need to do down there to make that thing nice.
Unless I'm mistaken, I asked you when we first up there, if you built that foundation. You told me no, the guy before you built it.
You were talking, I thought you were talking about the house, not
Nope,
the
I
foundation.
was talking about the foundation.
No, I didn't realize that. The foundation is mine. We did put that in, absolutely.
Okay,
I
thank you.
believe you can get a septic permit or a septic design approval without having a building permit. So
table
he
it.
has to, we just table it until he can get the well permit and present it to us and the septic designed for that. They're not gonna put a mound on that. It's gotta be a hybrid system.
No, there's a multitude of different septic systems we can put on this. It's probably going to be a discharge
If you can
system.
get a design from the county that says it can be done.
Let's give him an exception or has to go through. I mean, and again, this is your hearing. You guys, I think that that's probably some sage counsel as we continue it, let him go get his,
The well,
go get the well permit from the county and go get the septic approval from the county for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, is it a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom?
Correct.
Go get those. We will then refile, re-advertise the hearing, and we'll, before we do it, we'll renotice it and all of that.
Okay.
I mean, it's the same notice requirement, goes back in the paper, everybody sends, we send letters back out. It'll be just like starting over, basically. And then that kind of pauses the proceeding. The record doesn't change. There'll be minutes from this meeting in this case, and then when we pick it back up, we'll reopen the hearing, and then the board can hear from the applicant regarding the septic and the well permits, and if they were able to address that.
I agree.
And then Corey, he'll be bringing this stuff to you guys, right?
Well, yeah,
Then he's gotta
we'll
bring
want
it
him
us.
to bring those to us so that we can, before we spend money to advertise it in the paper, that, you know, we have something to talk about.
Would it also include the building design or house design?
Um, I'd say that might be premature in that. You know, in my mind, he may want to check with floodplain manager to make sure that, because there's a clause in there, and if I remember correctly, as long as you're modifying 50% or less of the structure, generally you get a pass on that, but it's 50% of the value of the structure. There's a double part calculation, and different floodplain managers consider it differently. But I would definitely get something from the floodplain manager too that states that whether or not a 30 by 12 addition, you know, because again, that's the third concern we heard tonight was, you know, that it's in the floodplain. Well, yeah, we know it's in the floodplain, but that you are allowed to build in the floodplain subject to certain conditions. And you do get some exceptions in that. So I think that that's probably, you know, it might be beneficial to allow him to go on some more fact finding and maybe not apply for full engineering plans and building plans, but to address the three, you know, issues that were presented this evening.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I just, when he goes in for like, say, you know, the sewage and the, you know, floodplain and that, somewhere in there, he's gonna have to tell, if they don't have a drawing, he's gotta tell these people it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
We have all the drawings. All the drawings and everything have been done. Everything's
he has
ready to go
drawings.
to Clermont County permit
Okay.
for permitting right now. The well permit's done. I can give it to you tonight. Everything's ready for the county.
I'll just get
All
a
the
packet
forms, all the
together.
plans, everything's been done.
Okay. I mean, I think the only other thing is a lot of the things we're talking about this evening are things that are outside of our regulatory purview.
Yes.
And I would, and not to caution the board, but I would generally advise to, you know, it's very common that we issue conditions, go comply with all other county permits and agencies of record. That's perfectly acceptable. But I think when we start moving across the, hey, go make sure you play nice in the sandbox, to we're going to start regulating these things, I think that could be potentially problematic. And that's my
No.
professional guidance.
No, you're right.
So really at hand is the variance request, I think in this particular instance, is the variance request justified, and does the lot configuration constitute a hardship on its face as it sits right now? I think that's really for the board's
Right.
consideration.
Yeah, because just looking at it before any discussion, I already had my motion written out to approve it, because I have no reason based on the things that we
We regulate.
to say no.
I would not disagree with that.
So,
But to let him know what we know or heard, should we put these conditions on that he'll come with this, you know, comes with this? But as Corey pointed out, he's gonna have to do that anyway.
right.
So, I don't know.
I just don't feel the need to stand in the way of something that he's gonna find out. If we postpone it, he's gonna find out.
I agree.
If we approve it, he's gonna find out.
Correct.
But we're the wrong board to address some of these other things.
Correct.
We've got to stay in our lane.
The only hiccup, I would argue, would be the foundation. That's the only, that's the only, that falls within our guidelines.
And that will be addressed.
We will address that via, and we have the ability to double the fees, and we will
Yeah.
double the fees for the addition on that as
Yeah.
a penalty.
Okay.
And that'll be addressed.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I'm going to make a motion. You guys can do what you want with it. I make a motion to approve the applicant's request for a variance of section 602 of the zoning resolution to allow for the construction of a 12-foot by 30-foot addition to the rear of the existing structure in the designated side yards based on the evidence, testimony, and finding of fact, which is that it is the only viable placement due to the lot layout and is not to deprive the applicant of reasonable use of the property.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Mr. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. McAdams,
Aye.
Mr. Cangrove,
Aye.
Mr. Walker,
No.
and Mr. Dang.
No.
Motion carried 3-2.
Okay. See that you, now we're over with, it's done. See that you get with, the permit, not you. See that you get all with the permit people and get all your paperwork done.
With us.
With us, Union Township. Okay, second.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and take this one. This is case 426A. This is an application for 4450 Eastgate Boulevard filed by Scott R. Everett, Appalachian Farm Products LLC of Gilbert Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio. Property owner is here tonight, or the representatives of the property owner, Noble Family. Actually, they're the master lessor of the facility known as the Jungle Gyms Complex. So what we have here, everybody knows where this is. It's kind of in the vicinity of Eastgate Square and Klepper Lane. The specific project site is kind of on the Eastgate Square side of the property, not kind of the more like toward Eastgate Boulevard over toward kind of Fuji Steakhouse, that kind of area, by the pavilion in the back. And this will give you a good example of the aerial photograph there, kind of on the eastern side of that. This application seeks to establish a conditional use, dual-use recreational medical cannabis dispensary that would be licensed, and regulated through the Division of Cannabis Control and pursuant to Article 6, Section 662.3, and the modified cap provisions as contained in the updated resolution passed by the board in March of this year. So with that, this is our fourth cap license. We are limited to 4. This will be it, you'll see, unless one closes, falls off, or whatever. Staff analysis looking at this, it is compliant with, and with these, following what we've done in the past. We do sort of a punch list analysis on this. It literally complies with every provision of that. 500 feet from all uses set forth in the section, 100 feet, there is no residential use around there. Additional screening and buffering exist on the site. The hours of operation will not extend past 9. Newly installed lighting will comply with all elements of dark sky compliance and our lighting code. Affirmatively, they already are located in a joint economic development district, so that is already met in that. The owner and applicant has agreed to the other conditions, and there's one section that's not applicable, and J through L, it meets those requirements. So looking at this is a permissible use in the B1 district. It's fully compatible with the Horizon 2030 plan and the recommendations for the central retail corridor. It does not appear to operate in a manner hazardous or injurious to adjacent uses appears adequately served by public utilities and infrastructure, and it is anticipated to operate in a similar manner as existing permitted cannabis dispensaries, which, as I've noted to the board on several occasions, we literally have no issues. And I would say that this site is so large that if we do have stacking issues, they can very easily be accommodated on this site, and there is an abundance of overflow parking available. So I can think of few sites more well-suited for this in the township, and with that, the board is to enter into a motion, and again, I borrowed some language here, enter into a motion to approve as submitted, approve with additional modifications, or deny this request. So really approve with some modifications, or deny. We did include, 8 boilerplate conditions. These are standard conditions, if you remember, deja vu all over again. We did this a couple months ago, and so that's for the board's consideration.
Is that it?
Yep, I would, that's all I have. I'm happy to
That's
answer
all you
questions.
have?
That's all I have. Yes, sir.
Is there anybody here to speak in favor of this proposal? Come on up. State your name,
Yes, sir. My name is Scott Everett,
spell your last name,
Everett.
and your address.
It's 3090 Williams Creek Drive in Cincinnati, Ohio, 45244.
And your phone number.
Area code 312-316-8700.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening. My name again, Scott Everett. I'm the general counsel to Vex Science. We're a publicly traded company on the Canadian Stock Exchange. We have been in this business for close to 15 years now. We have operations in Arizona, and our corporate team's based in Phoenix, but I live here in Cincinnati, as I mentioned. So I have quite a history with the cannabis industry. I work with these guys for the last few years to help develop sites throughout the state of Ohio. The company has a cultivation manufacturing facility in Jackson that employs 120 people. We also have a dispensary there, Athens, Portsmouth, Jeffersonville, Columbus, and then we just opened our most recent store, which is our 6th location in Fairfield, adjacent to the Jungle Gyms location there. So we've had the good fortune to develop a great relationship with these folks, and we're just looking to expand on it and partner with Union Township and continue our business. I've had the opportunity to review the staff letter and the conditions set forth therein, and we're prepared to comply with them.
Questions, board?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody else speak in favor of it? State your name,
Phil Adams,
spell your last name,
ADAMS,
and your address,
17 Landis, Ross, Ohio,
and your phone number.
513-519-5011.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Go ahead.
I'm just here in support. They are a tenant in Fairfield. We had a long relationship with them. It took us a long time to understand the cannabis industry and went through quite a few. We vetted quite a few of the companies out and very comfortable with these guys. And here to answer any questions. I did a lot of the drawings myself. We were very understanding of where we wanted to place it and make sure, we didn't want to put it on the corner. So there's some people that, for good or bad.
Okay, any questions from the board?
No.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else will speak in favor of it? Is there anybody to speak against it? Hearing none, we'll end the testimony of the public and discussion of the board.
I have no issue. That seems like it's all in order.
Yeah.
Waiting for a motion.
Did somebody say that the time constraints are in the new language?
They're not
It's in there.
proposing any, the only reason that was an issue in the last one was because he asked for extended drive-through hours. They're not proposing.
Right. It's still 9 o'clock.
Still 9 o'clock.
It's in the regs.
It's in the record.
And the state actually regulates the opening time.
Correct.
So do.
Ready for a motion?
Okay, I'll make a motion.
Good job.
All right, bear with me. Says in accordance with section 443 of the zoning resolution, the Board of Zoning Appeals is to approve as submitted with the additional modifications of this conditional application applicant presented tonight in case, Union Township case 4-26-A.
There aren't any additional modifications. What
It's this thing right here.
What you meant to say was, I make a motion to approve.
Additional conditions.
That would be 1 through 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1 through 8.
Okay, got you,
Sorry.
got you, sorry.
Sorry. Anyway,
Did you add that 1 through 8?
yes?
Okay. Roll call?
Oh, we
Do
need
we
a
have a
second.
Need a second.
Huh?
We need a second.
Oh, we didn't get a
Wait,
second? I
who
thought
got,
so.
who made the motion, who made the second?
He made the
Mr. McGinnis had
motion.
the
We
motion.
still need a second.
You still
Oh,
need
I
a
thought
second.
you seconded.
No, I was
Okay.
helping him with his
Mr.
motion.
Cangrove had the second.
Roll call, Mr. Adams. McAdams.
Yes.
Sorry. Mr.
all right.
Cangrove,
Yes.
Mr. Ford,
Nay.
Mr. Walker,
Aye.
Mr. James.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, is there anything else to come before this board this evening?
Sir, I don't have any more business for the board. Mr. Flaherty, do you have any more business for the board this evening?
I do not.
That's it.
Hearing none, have a motion to adjourn
I make a motion to adjourn.
and a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.